The tariff war between Canada and the U.S. deepens. President Donald Trump says he won't meet with Prime Minister Mark Carney for a while after a turbulent weekend. Trade talks were cut off after the government of Ontario ran an anti-tariff ad, and Trump followed that up with an additional 10% tariff on existing levies facing Canada. Trump and Carney were both in Kuala Lumpur today, attending the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit. Tessa Bennett joins us live in studio with more. Tessa?
Manisa, tensions flared over the weekend, leading Trump to declare today that he doesn't have any interest in meeting with Carney for the time being. For his part, the Prime Minister says he will always make himself available to talk trade with the President.
The President knows that I'm available to speak to the President, as I always would be, as you would expect. As President of the United States, so of course, make myself available and make myself available for other world leaders as they wish to.
Prime Minister Mark Carney and President Donald Trump have not spoken since trade tensions reached a boiling point last week. Trump abruptly called off trade talks between the U.S. and Canada following the release of an anti-tariff ad run by the Ontario government. The next day, the president declared he'd be adding a 10% tariff on top of existing taxes in place on Canada, because the ad continued to run over the weekend. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says the ad got the message across, and he wouldn't apologize for running it.
I'm going to fight for the auto workers, the steel workers, the manufacturing and life science sector, all these sectors that President Trump wants to annihilate, not just our country, but in particular, he wants to take jobs from Ontario. That's what he's trying to do, and I'll keep fighting, and I'll never apologize for fighting for the hardworking people.
When asked today about the ad and when the additional 10% levies might come into play, Trump said he didn't know yet.
They shouldn't have done it, and they've apologized, and they said we're going to take the ad down. Well, they did it, but they did it very late. They let it play for another 2 nights, and now they took that ad down. So I don't know when it's going to kick in. We'll see, but I don't really want to discuss it.
But the president did say that at this point in time, he has no interest in meeting with Carney for a while.
Will you see him in APEC? Do you want to meet with him?
I don't want to meet with him. No, I'm not going to be meeting with him for a while. No. I'm very happy with the deal we have right now with Canada. We're going to let it ride.
For his part, Carney told reporters today he would always make himself available to discuss trade with Canada's neighbors to the south.
The President and I have not spoken since he took this decision.
And you want to chat with him at APEC?
We are ready to have discussions when the Americans wish to have those discussions, but we're not, obviously we don't dictate the timing of that.
The PM says prior to negotiations coming to a sudden stop, there were very detailed, very specific, and very comprehensive discussions happening about steel, aluminum, and energy trade.
I think the Prime Minister is doing what he can right now to sort of calm the waters. I think it'd be helpful under the circumstances if Premier Ford and Prime Minister Carney stopped the good cop, bad cop routine.
Meanwhile, both leaders were in Kuala Lumpur for the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit. Much of the PM's trip has been about diversifying trade away from the United States, highlighting Canada's recent trade agreement with Indonesia. Carney also stressed the importance of reliable partners who honor their commitments.
In any complicated, high-stakes negotiation, you can get unexpected twists and turns, and you have to keep your cool during those situations. It doesn't pay to be upset. Emotions don't carry you very far.
Carney and Trump are both expected to attend the APEC forum later this week in South Korea. While the Prime Minister may not have the opportunity to meet with Trump, he says he will be meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, marking the first time leaders of the two countries have met formally since 2017.